Hi everyone, this is a random dude, and in today's video, I'll be showcasing Beedrill in the Halloween Cup. Overall, Beedrill is a really good Pokemon to use in the Halloween Cup. It has a wide variety of movesets, and Drill 1 can counter poison types like Alolan Mug or Skuntank. It can also beat the fairy types like Azumarill, Clefable, Wigglytuff, etc. You don't need to worry about Azumavilles anymore. Drill 1 is really essential for Beedrill, however, because it does put in slightly more damage, and it can also threaten dark types with its other bug type moves like Egg Scissor or Fail Stinger. Drill 1 can help cover its weaknesses, especially against Alolan Marowak, where ground type moves do super effective against fire types. Overall, although it might not be that tanky, it can really put in some serious damage. So let's get into the battles. We get into the battle. Yes, it's a shiny Charmander. I was quite lucky there. And the stats are not the best, but are still okay. So let's see this battle against a rank 8 player. We are going to lead Hunter into Azumaville. This is a fairly neutral matchup. In most situations, you would want to go straight for the nuke, like Shadow Ball or Sludge Bomb, because if they don't shield and you bait, you're not going to win the matchup. He decides to shield Shadow Ball, and Hunter really needs shields. I was not very familiar with this matchup, but as you can see, Hunter and Azumaville get to their charge moves at the same time, and I always win CMP. So he is going to waste his energy, and this is why Beedrill is so good. It can counter those fairy types like Azumaville. And you can see I'm just hard farming him down. Unfortunately, Vigil isn't too tanky. I mean, Tentacruel, Quillfish do the same job, but because I'm using Azumaville in the back, I can't use another water type. He's going to switch into Scizor. Wow, very spicy. I will throw this Drill 1 and then catch a Night Slash. Which does resisted damage, and I'm going to farm down. I counter only 5 bullet punches, so it's definitely just another Night Slash. And I'm able to farm down. Let's see what he decides to bring in. He's going to bring in his own Azumarill. I realize that my Azumarill is pretty low on health, so I'm just going to throw this Ice Beam so that I can avoid getting too much damage. And he has a Marowak in the back. Unfortunately, I don't have Hydro Pump, so it can be quite annoying. I'm going to get in as much bubbles as I can. He's going to throw this Shadow Ball. And fortunately enough, I have a Drill 1 stored up, which would do super effective damage to Alolan Marowak. This is why Vigil is so good. And so In this match, GG's. To the next battle. We are faced up against a rank 9 player. The Hunter lead in Azumarill. This is another neutral matchup, and it's a best buddy Azumarill. I'm going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. Of course, Sludge Bomb will be better in this case, but I only have Shadow Ball. And does tons of neutral damage. So I'm going to shield here and farm all the way down. But he switches into a Alolan Murk. I kind of panicked here for a while, and I decide to switch into Vigil. And Drill 1 will be super effective against the poison typing. He chose Sludge Wave, which is very interesting. I suppose she only has one charge move. I didn't switch into Azumaville because he's going to take super effective damage from poison. I'm able to barely poison jab this Alolan Murk down. I nearly get to this Drill 1, but I'm unable to do so. I contemplate what to bring in before coming in with Hunter. My mistake here was to overfarm a bit, and I couldn't get off another Shadow Punch here. She has 2 shields and a 20 HP Azumarill. I'm going to shield here. And it is a Shadow Ball, great call on my part. I will throw this Ice Beam off just for cheap damage. Let's see if she decides to shield. She doesn't shield, which allows me to farm down, but very unfortunately she gets to another charge move. But it's just a Bone Club, so really good for me. And now I attempt to do the impossible task of bubbling this Azumarill down, but it seems very hard to do so. The Azumarill is just too tanky, and seems like she's going to save both shells for a low health Azumarill, which is something very risky to do. Let's see if her plan works out. And just one more play buff will take me out. I'm just going for this Ice Beam because I don't like that much energy. She shields it and... oh no. Oh, I barely bubble the Azumarill down just in time. Phew, we won. Into the next match, let's see what we have. We are going to lead Hunter into a Graventula. Pardon my pronunciation. And these foot switches are just chunking away. But Graventula is pretty much a glass cannon. So she's going to shield this. And this is probably a lunge on this charge. Yeah, she went for the lunge to debuff me, very smart. Let's see if she shields this. She does. Graventula is quite bad for my back line. Azumaville is super effective and Beedrill is not tanky at all. I didn't realize that Graventula takes neutral damage from poison typings, because I thought bug resists poison, so just one learning point there. She baits me with the lunge and goes for the discharge. Very unfortunate, and it's already taken out both my Pokemon and I only have a Beedrill. It's basically GG's. Just to demonstrate to you, Drill 1 is very useful, as you can see here. Nearly takes out the Alolan Marowak, but is not enough. This is probably a Bone Club. Oh, she went for Shadow Ball. That's an overkill. If I did come in with Vigil to farm down the Graventula, maybe I will have better chances, but Joan would do less to Alolan Marowak because she's going to throw the lunge and debuff me. GG's. We are going to lead Haunter into a Beedrill. This is actually a pretty good matchup for us because Haunter double resists those poison jabs, and Beedrill is going to get shredded by Shadow Claws. He shields it, which is very interesting. I cannot afford to take a Drill 1 because it will definitely take out Haunter. I'm going to shield. He goes for a Fail Stinger bait. Very smart. But in this matchup, he should switch out immediately. He switches out and I have the perfect counter. My Beedrill. Bullet Seed is double resisted. He baits me with a Leaf Blade, which is very interesting. You want to go straight for foul play. I think it's kind of the game mechanics because I didn't count enough bullet seeds for a foul play, so anyway. Run into a lot of lag and I survive with only 1 HP. I'm going to throw this Drill 1 off, which does neutral damage to this Graventula. So I'm going to sack my Azumarill since it suffers super effective damage from Vigil and Graventula. He seems to be doubling up, but he doesn't throw his charge move. Wow. So it's basically GG's. And he's probably going to throw the Drill 1 off now. I can't afford not to shield. Good game. I'm kind of out of charged TMs, so I didn't change Aerial Ace to X Scissor, but it does do pretty well, honestly. Yeah, I would recommend X Scissor instead of Aerial Ace. We are going to need Haunter into a Golbat, Shadow Golbat. Very spicy. Unfortunately, this wing attacks are doing quite a lot of damage. He is going to shield this, which is quite logical. I mean, this is just a poison fang, but Hunter is too glassy and I have to shield this. And he makes a good swap into Azumaville. Very tricky, which barely does anything. And that's why you would want to go straight for Shadow Ball instead of baiting. Face a lot of lag here. I'm going to throw this drill one off because I don't want him to get to another charge move. But he decides to shield. Wow, very interesting. I know Beedrill can tank this Ice Beam even though it's glassy. I'm going to go for this Aerial Ace. Though it's in the same amount of energy. Yeah, the most difficult charge move to swipe. So I'm going to come in with go back to farm down. I'm going to come in with Azumaville because it has a better matchup than Hunter. Unfortunately, these poison fangs do a lot of damage. He's going to get a second poison fang off and switch into a lowland Mawak. Wow, very interesting. He's running Hex instead of Fire Spin, so it'll charge up faster. He goes for Shadow Ball, which is an overkill. I recognize that I can't get to a Shadow Ball, so I go for Shadow Punch instead to do some neutral damage. Almost takes out a Alolan Marowak, and I'm able to farm down and get to this Ice Beam, which is super effective. Yeah, I think that Marowak was probably on the Shadow Ball Fire Blast moveset. And so we go 4-1, which is actually pretty good. We get a Bulbasaur. And if you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, subscribe and share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.